So, Ted 2 is, surprise, the sequel to Ted, and it's directed by Seth McFarlane, who also stars in the movie along with Mark Wahlberg and Amanda Seyfried. So after getting married to his girlfriend from the previous movie, Ted and Tammy Lynn want to have a baby, and before they can become parents, Ted has to prove himself to be a human in the eyes of the law. And first off, I gotta say, I enjoyed the last Ted movie. It was a fun, fairly original concept, and throwing a couple fat jokes here and there with Boston accents, and it was funny. I had fun with the movie. And what this movie had going for it was, it didn't try to rehash the same plot line as it did in the first one, because the first Ted mainly focused on Mark Wahlberg's problems, and in this one it followed more of Ted's problems. So I give it props to there. And for the first act of this movie, I was laughing hysterically. There's a lot of laughs to be had in the first act. But then the movie hits the point of where Ted wants to become a person in the court of law, and the movie starts falling apart at that point. And the biggest gripe I have about this film is it was so long. This movie barely cracks 2 hours. It felt so much longer than that. It just dragged and dragged and dragged. And first off, it took forever for this movie to get to the main conflict of the movie, and when it did, it just kept dragging. And when it did start slowing down, that's where the movie just started to lose me. I was really having fun up until that point. For the most part, the first act of the movie knew exactly what it was. It was a silly movie with a silly concept, and it was there to have a lot of laughs. And another thing was, in the first one, you felt some of the Family Guy humor bleeding through with Seth MacFarlane. Seth MacFarlane directed both of these movies, and he is known for being the creator of Family Guy. And in the first Ted, you kind of got that Family Guy humor in there and bits and pieces here and there. And you really felt the Family Guy influence in this movie. Not just with the humor, but the way the movie is structured overall, the way the movie would transition from one scene to another, it just felt really Family Guy-ish to me. And apart from this movie feeling really, really long, I think the biggest flaw, for me at least, of this film was it was a silly film trying to be a quote-unquote real movie. When it was being really silly and really fun, I was enjoying myself. But when it hit the moments where it was trying to be more than what it was, it fell flat, and I didn't. I was kind of bored and just hoping they would just move along from that point. There is stuff in this film that I really enjoyed. The best part about this movie is the dynamic between the main characters. I mean, Mark Wahlberg and Seth MacFarlane kill it in this movie. Their chemistry is dead on. Their comedic timing and just the overall chemistry and dynamic they bring to the film, because I really enjoyed their chemistry in the first Ted, and it carried over to this one, and it hits just as hard. And also the addition of Amanda Seyfried. She was a real welcome addition to this film. She's basically supposed to replace Mila Kunis's character in this film, and she filled that role in pretty nicely. Her character does conflict with Mark Wahlberg and Seth MacFarlane's character in this film, but at the same time, she immediately just clicks with them. I think she fit pretty well with the two other characters in this film. And as much as I dislike the moments where they try to push the story a little bit deeper on you in this film, there are some things that I thought were pretty compelling. The whole thing behind the civil rights, they bring a lot of great points about that topic in this film, and I can see where they were trying to go with it, but again, it just kind of fell out of place in this film. And also, there's a whole different perspective that you get on Mark Wahlberg's relationship in the first one, because they basically just wrote Mila Kunis's character out in this one. I'm not going to spoil anything. And the realization that Wahlberg's character comes to in this film about his relationship, it puts a different spin on the whole first movie too, and I kind of appreciated that. And another thing, there are a couple of cameos in this film. I'm not going to spoil anything, but particularly one cameo in the grocery store with Ted in this guest appearance. I was kind of hoping that would kind of tie it into the main story, but it was just, and again, it was just one of those random Family Guy moments that it's there and then it just disappears and never comes back. So overall thoughts, I go to comedy movies to laugh. Just the same, I go see action movies for the sequences. I go to see disaster movies for shit to get destroyed, and this movie does that pretty well. If you want to go and have a fun laugh, go see this movie. The chemistry between the main characters is done really well in this movie, but as a movie, it's kind of a mess. It drags on really slow. The movie didn't have a lot of continuity. It just moved from scene to scene. It was a long-winded movie with a bunch of funny scenes peppered in to hopefully make it better. And for that reason, I got to give Ted 2 a meh. So, Ted 2, have you guys seen it? What did you think about it? And also, if you had a wish to bring anything you have to life, what would it be? Leave a comment below, tell me your thoughts. Don't forget to hit that like button, help me out please. And as always guys, thank you so much for watching. And if you like this, you can click right here and see more videos. Bye, Andrew.